start recording. Okay guys, we're going to start our class now. Let me record here also. So mongodb, right? Mongodb. So what is mongodb now? So mongodb is no SQL database, right? No SQL. So how many of you know the database, right? SQL database already? Some of you. I think MJ knows. Kelin? No? Okay. Suma no. Jimbini no. I know that. Muhammad? SQL database? No, right? Okay, so 2 or 3 of you know that. Oh, okay, I forgot. Oliver gang right there. Okay. So let's see. I will open the table, right? I will just in the SQL. I will just give a little bit of idea how it works. Excel sheet, all of you know, correct? Microsoft Excel, right? Yes, Microsoft Excel. You all have work on the Excel sheet. So it's same, right? The Excel sheet will be same. So if I will create one, just sheet here. So in relational database, see how it works, right? In relational database, you're gonna have row and column. Okay, for example, let's say school is the database, right? School is database, and inside the school you want to create many tables like teacher table, student table. So for example, this is, let's call it student. Okay, students table, right? Students. So in here, now first you're gonna have name of the student, then maybe age, then GPA. You can put GPA, you can put maybe subject they study, something like that, right? Yeah, all these are the row and the column, right? So name is one column, age is another column, GPA is another column, subject is another column, right? So this is student table. In school database you have student table. In one database you can have many table like student, teacher, maybe subject, maybe anything in the school you need, right? You can create a table. And how you store data now? Here the first student will be let's say Dev, right? And then age maybe 45 and GPA maybe 1.2 and subject whatever you can put, let's say math, my major subject, right? So that's one student. Now similarly you can add all the student, right, one by one. That is called that is basically SQL, structured SQL database, right? Or any relation, we can call it relational database. Okay, like MySQL, Oracle, these are relational database. Clear? But in our case we're gonna study about no SQL, means the database based on document, right? That is mongodb. There are other database also, but we're gonna study mongodb. Okay, mongodb is what? No SQL database. If you go and look at mongodb, right? mongodb, right? Let's look at here. Any definition in, okay, W3 school. Okay guys, there is also mongodb already. That's good. So mongodb is a document database. So in JavaScript we have learned document is what? Object. Remember object? Everyone remember, right? What is object? So in let's create one example here, right, of object. Okay, and how you store data in your mongodb. I think better will be our drawing tool. Where is that? Here. Oh, let me clean this up. So let's say you have mongodb database, right? So it should be something like this. You have an object. Okay, so every database in mongodb will be object. You want to have first student, right? So you can have a name, maybe Dev. Okay, and age will be 45 and GPA will be 1.2, right? Something like that. Okay, let's say that is one document. So how it work, right? First you're gonna create database in your mongodb. Okay, so database will be school, correct? School. After that you're gonna have collection, so that is database. Okay, let's call it database, right? Database. Now after your database you will be creating collection. So collection, if you compare to SQL, that is table, right? So I can have collection like what? Students, I can have that. I can have collection of teacher. I can have collection of like anything you can think of, right? That is table. So you can think of collection as a, so these are let's see, I can write here. So these are collection. Okay, collection, right? Collection. So you have database and then you can create collection. So collection is same like a table, right? Remember what I said earlier, right? In your SQL you're gonna have like row and column, right? You have heading here, so name, you're gonna have serial number, right? SN 1 2 3 4 5 like that, and there will be name, name, right? Name, age, whatever. Okay, and then you put every student here at one by one. So this table, let's say this is student table. Okay, students table, right? Then you can have teacher table, so that is called collection. So you have school database, you have collection. Now in student collection, right, you can have a document now. Okay, so you can add now as a data. This is our data, that is object. So in mongodb, right? MongoDB. Okay, how we store data, in what format? That is called bsun, right? Bsun. So we have heard about JSON, right? You have heard about JSON. So JSON is JavaScript object notation. So bsun is same like JavaScript object notation, but in a binary form. Okay, 0 1 0 1 0 1 like that, right? So that's how it stores the data, and from there we get into JSON format, right? When you extract, you're gonna receive as a JSON format. Okay, so bsun is binary object notation. Clear? So just remember three things now. You have database, collection, and in each collection you can have document. So you can have many document, because this is the real object data, right? How you store. Clear? I hope that is clear, right, everyone? Simple. Just remember, we store as an object, that will be, we call document. So you have database, collection, and each collection can have document. So that's it. That is how it is stored, and we're gonna see in the example, right, just now. Okay, so now let's go back here. So first we're gonna start with installation, right? Installation. Okay, so in installation you can go to the solution here, resource, right? Let's go to the resource, then server, let's see, community forum, let's click on server, right? Okay, and it, once you reach here, you're gonna get the installation, right? Installation. Okay, installation of MongoDB community edition, this one. Okay, community edition, right? And inside here you have the install window, so it depends on your operating system. Okay, so you can go that, just go there, right, and install using msi exec.exe. You download this one. Okay, this part, right? Just click that one and you're gonna reach here somewhere. Let's see. So here is some steps that you have to follow. Okay, so this tutorial will install a MongoDB on window using command, right? This one. So let's see if we can get there. No. Where is the download? Okay, MongoDB download center, right? You have to go here. Okay, the install MongoDB community edition, right? And this is the place where you have to go. So you can just open in the new tab, right? And you reach to this community center. Okay, so if you reach, once you reach here, right, let's scroll down. You select the version. It's a current version. Oh, there is 7 point something, right? So release candidate, but current one, just select current and then window platform. Make sure you select this MSI, right? There is zip and MSI, so always select that MSI and click on download. Okay, so I downloaded, started, right? I have downloaded already. It's like 400 something so see, I just download. Where is that? Somewhere should be in download, right? MongoDB here, see that? So you're gonna get something like this. Clear? One file, right? So we will check how to install that. Okay, just now. The next one is once you are here, right, and once you finish the download of this software, you make sure you are in MongoDB community server. Okay, that's the free one, right, to use. After you go to tools here, right, tools, and also you need to download MongoDB shell. Look at the MongoDB shell, right? MongoDB shell download. Okay, so in that one, let's see, the version is 1.0 whatever here. That's for the window, right? So you're gonna get Windows. Select your window, MongoDB shell. One second, guys. So if you read here, right, let's see, MongoDB shell mongoose, right? We call it consideration, right? The MongoDB shell mongoose is not installed with the MongoDB server. Okay, see that? The MongoDB shell is not installed with MongoDB server. You need to follow the mongoose installation instruction, right? So if you click on this one, you reach here, right? And then you're gonna click on this MongoDB download center, right? So okay, there is some changes from last night. I see now MSI file also, right? There was no MSI file yesterday. I mean, oh, okay, it's here. Okay, now, yeah, I see now here, right? There is no MSI file, but earlier, I don't know how we get that one. MongoDB shell download, right? Okay. So MongoDB shell, fine. So you select the version. You have this 64-bit window 8+1 whatever, right? So let's see, window. There is anything else? No. Yeah, so just it depends what you want. Okay, MSI or 8.1, right? So let's keep it zip file. Okay, just keep the zip file, right? Just keep the zip file and download that one. Okay, now I will show you how to, once you finish downloading, I will show you how to install that. Go back to your download center. You don't unzip this one, don't unzip, right? You don't have to unzip here. Okay, just keep it like that. First you install this one, the MongoDB window, right? Install that one. Once I double click, it will be like this, right? It just open this page. You go next. So it says repair or remove installation, right? It says something like that. So I have to remove before I install. So let's click repair, right? See what happens. Or unless I remove it, I don't know how much time it will take, right? Okay. And I should have deleted earlier. Okay, it's finished now, right? Let's install it so you guys can see exactly what I was trying to say. Okay, so I will click next. You click on accept terms and terms in the license agreement and next. See here, right? Click on complete. Okay, first one, click on complete. If you go back, you see the download now, right? Mongo shell must be installed separately for window installation. See that? So even you can click here and it will open the file, or sorry, the page where you're gonna download that mongodb shell, but I show you already, so that is fine. So click on complete. You make sure this is checked, install mongodb as a service. See that? And then run server as a network service user, right? See that? That too should be, this will be checked, right? And then you click next. Okay, then there is install mongodb compass also, right? So what is compass now? Basically compass is the graphical user interface, GUI, that graphical user interface, where you can create database, connect to your database and all that. Like, see, you have a database in your local machine, mongodb, which we are going to install now. You can connect with that one, simple enough. Okay, so that is just the, even in the MySQL, right? I think there are a couple of graphical user interface which you can, I don't remember the name, but there are. Okay, so you can use that one to create your tables, row, database and all that. Okay, so I will show you once this finished. Go next and install, right? So you can install the database. So just give it a few seconds, maybe it will take a minute, maybe, right? 1 minute. So it's easy process. Okay, only thing is you just have to know how to set up the uh, variable environment, right, for our system. That is what I'm going to show you, and also how, where you're going to add the mongoose sh, right, the sh file, and then you can even set up the same thing to your VS Code. Okay, how you can access the database to your Visual Studio. Okay, so we're going to look at that. Because I had installation from last year, and then I removed yesterday, right? Because there is a lot of changes, So last night I reinstalled it and everything was working fine. So it's just gonna take some time, little bit time right here, but it's a good thing, because I don't want you guys to get stuck somewhere. If you just follow this process, right, it will be easy. So
Dave,
yeah.
is it okay if we use the MongoDB on the cloud?
Oh yeah, yeah. We're gonna use, what we're gonna do, right? In our project, we're gonna use the cloud. Okay, MongoDB Atlas, not this one. Okay, we will be using cloud, but the thing is just
Okay.
to learn the some of the syntax of the MongoDB. We need a Mongo shell, right? To create database table, read, how to add data, how to find data, delete, update, all that, right? Just to get familiar with the MongoDB. That's the reason we are using this. Okay, but in our project from next week when we build something, right, we will be using the MongoDB Atlas cloud straight. Okay, we're not going to use our local machine. That's why I said if someone computer does not have the enough RAM, you don't have to install it right now. Okay, I mean, that is, you just try to look at the uh, all the syntax, try to make little bit, just look at, maybe memorize it or put it in the book, right? Try to understand it. But it's a good thing you can install and check, right? I mean, you just get the feel. Okay, so let's see, it's still installing. uh, yeah, it's done now, right? Okay, so that is done. So once you install, right, you're gonna get MongoDB compass like this in your desktop. Okay, if you cannot find, you just search, right, in your search bar, mongodb compass. Okay, and you just go to the open file location and you can add that to your desktop, right, send to the desktop. Okay, shortcut, you can do that. So once you open this, right, this is the graphical user interface. Clear? Is open already. See the mongodb, right? mongodb // localhost 27017, that is the port. That's what mongodb use, right? That is the default port for mongodb. Okay, so it will give you here, right, localhost in our local computer. So we have seen that yesterday, right? The same localhost is like the local host, and then it's gonna have localhost is basically the IP address. Our computer has IP address, right? In that IP address, so it may be 127.0.0.1, something like that, right? And then you have this port. On this port, your mongodb is going to run, because you know all this database, how it works, right? Let me close one. You are accessing something through your computer. Data, what? Okay, one question, let's understand that. What is the difference between database and something you store in your computer? Okay, you create a folder, you put your image, right? You download all the image from your mobile and put in your computer, correct? That is also data you stored in your computer in one of your image folder. That is also data. The difference with database now, right? The database you can access through the URI or URL, right? If this is cloud, then there will be the string, right? The maybe some kind of link or API link which you're going to use to connect to your project folder or your database. Okay, in our local machine we have localhost mongodb localhost / the port number. The port number, because we are running mongodb server, we are running our backend server, we are running our React project server. So all these things are running there. Okay, different servers are running, right, and they are communicating with each other. Okay, so they all have different ports. In the same machine they can have many ports, right, but they all start with localhost because your IP address will be same. For one device there is one IP address. Okay, let's say somebody hosted the website in somewhere, right? If the IP address change all the time, that means if you put the name of your website www something, then you're not going to get the data. So IP address is always same for that machine. Okay, and then you have the port number, whatever. After that you get the project and then the resource and whatever the file you are fetching or data, right? So that's how it works. So in the normal, I mean, sometimes even in the local office, right, you see the people share the computer and then you can access the file and folders throughout the office, right? So that is local sharing. But in our case we use the URI locally. That if that is in the cloud somewhere, you're gonna have the URL or the API link, you're gonna use that to connect. So let's check now, right? Here, see how this link is going to be used to connect your local mongodb. So you just put on the connect, right? Connect here, and it just gave me, right, all this one. Okay, so see I created my db yesterday. It's still there, okay, in my database, correct? It's still there. So you can delete that, you can just delete it, right? So you just have to type the name of your database, my db, you can delete, right? Drop it. So drop database. Okay, so that's gone. This admin config and local, it came with your mongodb. Okay, it's there, right, already. So you don't need to delete it, just leave it like that. Okay, so you can add new database. See, you can add database and collection. So if I say school, right, school database name, and collection will be students, right? I can say like that, students. Okay, so there we're gonna put a lot of document, create database. See, the database name is school and the collection is students. Right now I have one table, student. Okay, now you can add data also, right? You can add data here. So add data. So let's say sometimes you have data in your CSV file or in the JSON format, right? I mean basically JSON file, any JavaScript with the JSON object, okay, like object, right? Lot of object you have, you can import that here, right? You can just click on this and select your file and then add all the data in one time. But let's say I want to create something, insert something new, right? So I'll just click on the insert document and let's remove all this, right? I want to add one data right now, so I will call it name equal to dev comma, right? So I'm a student, okay, dev, right? Age is 45 and then let's say GPA, right, is maybe how much I put, let's say 1.5 only. Okay, I just insert now, right? Can I do that? Insert not permitted while document contains error. Where is the error now? Oh, sorry, you have to write this one also, right, in the quotation mark. Yeah, you cannot do that without this. Just I was writing like in the JavaScript, it will not gonna work here. I hope that will be fine. Yeah, so you must put in this format, JSON format, right? So that's the string, that's the number, and that's the double, right? We call it double because the type of data types, we're going to talk about type also, okay? So there are few important kind of type, we're going to talk about that. So insert, look at here now, right? It just added the data, it gives the ID by itself, okay? There is object ID, right? And that's our data now. So we got the data, you can insert more, you can add more data also, right, in one time. So if I have to add many data, how am I gonna add? I'll just go here, I'm gonna clean all this up and I will use this array, right, array, and inside I'm gonna start adding many data, okay? So let's put name colon, right, will be maybe John, string John, okay? Age, let's make it 25, and GPA, let's make it GPA, right? GPA we can add 3.5, okay? That is one. Okay, so there is mistake. So right now we're learning, like we are playing straight with the data, right? Database, okay? We are adding some data manually, but in the real world you're not going to do that, right? Either you're going to have the product page, let's say in your website, right, where you're going to add something through the form field, okay? When you submit the form, you're going to add the data to your database here. But we just, because we are learning about the database, so we just interact directly, right? So I can copy this and change couple of information couple of times. So let's add it and can I, okay, let's view, create format here. Copy format, okay, here is the format, so this is the format, right? So you can change now John, so this will be Robert, age is 65 and GPA maybe 3, right? Okay, so I added 1, 2, let's add one more, right? One more, and then we're going to insert and see how it looks. So where is the mistake? Insert not permitted while document contains error. So okay, Robert age GPA. Oh, okay, so I just need to put this one, or I can just paste what I copied earlier. So John's Junior and age is 20 and GPA maybe 4.5. Okay, now we can insert, right? So insert, when I click insert, look at here. So these are the documents. So let's now understand, right? School is the database, you add one collection right now, that is students, that is the table, and then in that table you added all these objects. So that's how the data is stored in our MongoDB, right? Clear? So now let's first finish our installation part, right? So once you install this MongoDB, you need to run something in the shell now. Shell means like command, right? Command prompt here. We need to add the another file also, this one, okay? Or basically the software, right? So you just download that one. That is MongoDB shell. Select the version, window, and zip. Download that, okay? Now, what you're gonna do, right? Once you download like this, right click and extract file, okay? Extract file. So click on extract file, right? So you must need like some kind of unzip software. So see, if when I extract it, it looks something like this, right? So you can copy this by extracting somewhere, or the next one is what I will do. I will just click on this, extract, not here but file, and I'm gonna find the location where I'm gonna extract, right? So just watch this one, okay? Be careful, this is important. So you go there, inside your C drive, find the program file, right? Program file, and look for the MongoDB, okay? So I have from yesterday already, right? See that it's still there. So in MongoDB, you don't need to go inside server, right? Just here inside the MongoDB, you extract it here. Just select MongoDB, okay, and it will just extract, right? So S, just replace everything, yeah. So that is just extracted. So let me show you now, right? Let's go back to the PC. So in program file, go to MongoDB, and you see here, right? That is what we get. So now once you extract this one, just open this bin, right? Bin, and mongoose, look at this mongoose. Right click here, and let's look at the property, right? Properties, and see what happens. So if you right click properties, you're gonna get this location, okay? Just copy that location, copy that. Once you copy that, right, open your system edit, right? System environment, okay? So you can just search env, right? Environment variable for your account. So control panel, just edit the system environment, right? Click on that, okay? Let me go okay here, right? We don't need. So in advanced, look at here, computer name, software, advanced. In the advanced, environment variables, and find the path, right? So here the path, okay? This path. On this path, you're gonna click edit. Remember this edit, right? Select the path and then click edit. Once you hit here, just click on new, right? New, okay? So I have here already, look at this. So I can go delete, right? Just delete this. So I'm gonna click new, and then I'm just gonna paste what I copied, right? Okay, and I will click OK, and OK, and OK, and done. So we just added this one to our environment variable. So what that will do, I mean, what is the use of that? Let me show you now. Go to your command prompt here, right? And you type mongo sh, and it will just run the MongoDB in your terminal. Clear? Now I can say show db, right? I think dbs, yeah. So look at here, you're not gonna see clearly, but look at here, right? Your admin, config, local, and school. See that we have just added the school dbs also, right? School dbs. Clear? So you can see all the database in our system, right? That is admin, config, local, and school. So that is all you have to do for installation, right? So one more thing I will gonna explain it. So let's go back here. See, I have added the mongodb, right, in our uh, Visual Studio. How are you gonna do that? Click on the click on the extension, find mongodb, right? mongodb. So the one I have installed is this one, mongodb for Visual Studio Code. Okay, for this one, then just install that, right? Install that. Once you install, you're gonna get this icon, okay, here, right? So see, I have made the connection the first time, right? It's gonna ask you to give the path, okay, the URI, right? So it's just connected now, right? I just click on connection and it get connected. But let's see. Don't save. Okay, so this is connected. You can right click, you can disconnect, you can remove it, the connection. So what you're gonna, let's remove the connection, and then we're gonna look at again, right? So if there is no connected, you're gonna get something like this, add connection, right? Okay, it asks you for the connection string. Okay, so that is connection string, that is the URI you have to provide the first time. Okay, connect, it asks me the link now, right? So if you are connected, let's say you want to connect to your maybe global, right? You can do that also. The Mongo Atlas, you can add here, it will connect. But in our case, we just gonna go here. Look at this. Just click on this, right? Copy the connection. I mean, you can type it also, right? Localhost, all that. But just copy this from the Mongo Compass. Click on this three dot, copy that string, and you just put here. So paste mongodb. This is the code, right? You're gonna need. That's it. mongodb ://localhost : port is 27017, and you're gonna hit connect, or just enter now, right? Enter it. Okay, and that is connected, done now, right? Once you have that done, you can say mongo sh. See, you are already now connected to the mongodb. So you can do db, you can do db so, right? So so dbs, so database, right? And you're going to see all the database in our system. Clear? Okay, so now let's that is the all installation part, right? So I hope, any question on this, anyone? That's clear, right, everyone? So you just watch the recording, right, if you need help. Okay, that is the process you have to follow. If you get stuck somewhere, you can watch. Someone was asking something.
Steph, I need a bit of help. I was actually installing while you were showing what we had to do. So then after extracting the zip file, I don't get Mongosh after going into the bin. Let me just share.
Are you okay? Okay, let's finish this and then we're gonna start. Okay, because we are recording, right? So let's finish the class, and then we're gonna work on that.
No problem.
Yeah. Okay, so now okay, we're done, right? So let's look at the couple of commands for now, right? And then what you guys can do is basically install, and then just maybe experiment with a couple of commands. Okay, that will be, I think, a lot of work, and also you can do the revision from yesterday class, right? So I don't want to put everything. I mean, there is a lot of commands, right, for adding, creating, updating, mostly with the query, right? When you do query, there are a lot of command. Okay, functions, you can call it, right? When you fetch data, you can query by name, query by maybe ID, query by something, right? How you filter something. Okay, that will be a lot complex. So there is so many different way to do things, right? But in our case right now, we're just gonna learn how to create add some data and all that. Okay, for now. So let's check now that one. So how are we going to create data, right? That is the first thing. Okay, how are we going to create the data? How are we going to do? So let me close this. We're going to use Visual Studio. Clear? I mean, let's drop now, right? I can drop this. Let me delete the school and we're going to start again. Okay, so db, right? Db dot let's say db dot, right, drop database. Okay, drop database. So maybe you guys thinking where I'm getting all this. Also I've added the link, right, for your reference, okay, in our Visual Studio. So once you go back here, so there will be a link also, okay, and also for the download and all that. So if you go back to, let's say, Stack mongodb, right, so there is a link, you can refer it. Okay, there is cheat sheet, right, so you can check one of these and there is some of the functions what you can use, I mean, on the regular basis, right? So yeah, and there is the for download as well, right? This is for Compass. Directly it will take you to the download center. Okay, so Compass is now, this is for last year, right? So you don't have to do this Compass because Compass is already included within this community download. Okay, within the program. Before it was separate. Last year when I installed, all these were separate, right? So still this is from the last year, but you just don't have to download this one. Once you do this part, that is done, and then sale, that you have to add sale. Okay, so maybe I can remove this one. I will update later. I added this cheat sheet today, right? So you're gonna find that, and also there is some of the command I added earlier. Okay guys, so let's go back and try to learn something there in our terminal. So drop db drop database, right? So if I do this one, it will drop the test database. Okay, I don't want to do that, right? I don't want to do that because right now I'm in test database. Okay, so how are we gonna switch now, right? You're gonna say db use. Okay, db use, right? What is that? Db use, I think, what was that? Use school, right? Use, oh yeah, SCHOOL. Okay, so that's the first one. If you need to switch to any database which is already there, right, you can use and the database name. So you are switched to school. Clear? Now if I need to delete this, what I'm going to do, right? Or let's add one more database and we're going to delete that one. So I can say use, right? I can create a new database just calling use use and then db name, right? So let's say school, let's call it college, right? Restaurant, okay, use restaurant. So if you click on here, we just created the restaurant. See, you just created a restaurant, right? But if I say so db, right? So db, so dbs, okay, dbs. Here you don't see restaurant. Why? Because there is no any collection. There is no any collection, right? That's the reason. For database to display in your system here, right, you must add some collection. Okay, so how are we going to add collection, right? So you have database, that is restaurant, I mean, it was easy to create here, you see graphically, right? You just click on the create collection button here. Let's say I want to create teacher, right? So I'll just call it teacher, okay? And teacher and create collection is simple enough. Another table is created, right? And you can add the data now, right? Just insert the data here in teacher. That is okay. But in command, see, normally in our project, what we do, we write a code, right? But you're not going to do all this, okay? You're going to have a schema, and there will be in your controller, right? You will be writing some function also. You don't going to do all these things through the terminal. But why we are learning, why we are doing all these things again, just to get the feel of this database, okay? Just to learn something, right? How database is created, what is happened, how it looks, how can you delete, add, update, all that things, okay? That's the reason only. I mean, when we learn JavaScript, right, why we learn all that data type, variables, functions, loops, array, object, why we did that one, I mean, we should have just written the code straight, right? So anything we learn, I mean, there is a way of learning things, right? Just start from the scratch, learn the base, right? And then you move to the basically use of that one, okay? So sometimes the use case will be look little different than the things you learn in the real, right? But still is related, okay? So please don't get sometimes you feel like, if we don't going to use, why we learn, right? So there is a reason behind that one. And I used to feel like that also before, right? That's, so fine. So let's create, right? I mean, we created a database. Now you want to add insert something, right? You want to insert this is the database. The first one is what? Table, that is collection. So how you add that one? So to add table, right, db, you're gonna do db database dot, right? So let's call it restaurant, maybe menu, right? You're gonna have a lot of menu, so menu, and dot insert one, right? One, okay? And right now I'm gonna insert one data, simple enough. And inside here you're gonna put the bracket, right? And then this is object. So let's say I want to insert maybe burger, right? So let's put it burger, burger, that is okay, colon, and the, I don't know what I'm doing, right? The name, maybe name, right? So let's call it name. So will be name, you can add it burger, right? Before I used to love burger, but last time I went to one restaurant and ate, right? And after that I just feel like not to eat anymore, I don't know what kind of burger they gave me, so that is burger. Next one will be price, right? Let's give a price. So we must put in the price, maybe let's say string, right? So I can say dollar symbol for 50 $45, not 45, $4 maybe, okay? And then will be, let's say, what else we can add, extra cheese, right? Let's call it meat, okay? meat, right? Meat will be chicken, something like, I've just create something, okay? I'm gonna delete this now, right? So once you add enter, see what happened here, the inserted id, right? There is something added already. So let's do now so databases, right? dbs and enter, and now you see the restaurant here, clear? I'm going to show you in compass also, right? Compass. So I will refresh this page. Let's see, where is to refresh? So okay, click on there, right? Local config, I don't, okay, refresh here, refresh this page here. See that refresh here button? So we get restaurant now, right? If I open the restaurant, I have the menu, collection, and inside there is one object. See guys, so that's how you insert the data, right? You can add many at the same time also. Remember we did earlier, right? So even here the command will be let's say db. Now you call the database, right? Database db dot the collection name. What is the collection name? Menu, right? Menu. So menu, keep the collection. See the first time, right? If there is no collection, we did not create collection here, but when there is no collection it will just add it, okay? But now there is collection already, because we don't know which collection, which table you are going to add. So you must select the collection also, db dot collection dot and insert, right? Insert. So you want to insert many, so let's do the many, like that. And that will be the many function, insert many function, and just put square bracket like that, and you're gonna add many object. Maybe let's put 2 object here, right? Okay, so you can copy this same thing, so you can copy that, right, and put it here. Can I do that? Oh my god, so I have to bring this mouse, right? So I cannot paste, I don't know why it did not let me paste, right? So control V. Oh, okay, it worked. I have to use the mouse, okay, and comma, and again mouse, right, like that. So I added 2 collection, okay, and close with square bracket, and then function close, right, like that. Clear? Okay, 1 second, guys. If I hit enter now, right, if I hit enter, there is error. db insert many is not a function. db dot menu, right? inse. Okay, there is a spelling mistake, guys, so I have to do some correction. Just give me a second, okay? insert insert many, okay, that's why. So now, where I go, I don't know, I think I messed up something. Man, I just did something wrong, right? Okay, let me copy all this. sert, control C, insert, right? sert, insert, and right click. Again I have done the mistake. insert insert many, and go to the last, and enter, right? And see, just it just added, okay, 2 object, right? If you go back now in our compass, let me close this here, right? Where is the compass? Here, and refresh, okay, refresh the page. So in the menu, where is the refresh? Let's click on restaurant, right, and refresh that, and see document is 3. The 3, right? Guys, give me a second, okay, I need to open the door. Sorry about that. Okay, let's continue. So now you see the document here. If we open that menu, still not here. I mean, if you can see, right, why it's not here, you know. Document 3, refresh, index 1, right? It did not show, right? I don't know why. Because of the same name and information, it should not be, no? But we have documents 3, okay, here, right? And because of the same information, maybe it did like that, okay? But you can see here, right, total document is 3. Because of the same information, it's just showing 1, right? Same information. But in here, actually, you can see the number 3, right? If you go to the school, you know, I mean, we added earlier, right, in our students. See how it works. There are different document. You can see the difference, right? All that. So maybe we can change the content. So if we go back something like that and change it here to maybe 4, and then the other one, why just delete it, you know, curly bracket, there will be bracket also, right? Okay, so that should be enough. So let's add now, right, and see the difference. Okay, so we added again, correct? And if we go back to our compass here, go to the menu. Oh, okay, we got all now, right? How it came here all? Before we keep checking, right, it did not show up. So refresh. See, we have the 5 document here now, see, and go to the menu, right? You can see all that 1 2 3 4 and the whatever before, right? So I don't know, maybe the system had something issue. I was surprised why it not showing up, but you can see all this now. So you can add one document, you can add many documents same time, right? So this, see, there will be the function like this, okay? Insert many, insert one, like that, right? So we learn how to insert it, okay? So how are you going to display something, right? Let's say you want to, because you saw the data here, right, in our compass, but let's say in the program, you are writing the program, right, in your back-end program, you want to get all this data. What function you going to use? So db, right, db dot what is that menu? Because we are in restaurant, right, restaurant right now. You can change, okay, let's say use, right, school, okay, and you are inside the school database. So I can say db dot now there will be students, right? Table will be a student. Table is what? Collection students, okay? db dot students and dot find. So the find function will find everything enter, right? and you got all that. Look at here. So simple, so you have the connection to your database. You will be using function like this to get all the data. So you're getting array of data now, array with this all object. Look at here, correct? So you find the data, right? So that is the command for your finding the data, all data. So now, right, what we can do, let's try to understand the type of data in MongoDB, right? Type of data. So for that one, we're gonna go to our scratch pad here. Let me clean this up. Okay, so now go here. So we will be we just write here, right? Let's say maybe we're gonna create simple example. Okay, let's create some simple example. So within the student, right? Let's say student, you want to insert one data. So we're gonna insert one data. We're gonna just we're just gonna write here, right? And we will see how it looks. Okay, so can we make it a little big? Okay, so I'm gonna write now, right? Let's say, for example, I'm in the school, right? School database like this, correct? And then I'm going to insert the data, and then we're going to talk about all that, right? All the data. Okay, so let's say, for example, I'm inserting now, right? So how I insert? db dot student, right? Students is the collection, and dot insert only one. Okay, so I'm just going to insert one, right? Like that. So you're going to add object like this. So first one will be what we insert now. First one is name, right? Name. Let's write it in the right way. So the name. This name is what? Anyone? String. Yeah. So that will be kind of string, right? String. Okay. That is string. I'll just write it, right? So you understand. I mean, you're not going to write in the code, but that is a string. Okay, the next type is let's use number, right? So we can use age. So that is, let's say, 45. That is what? Number. That is number kind of data, right? Type of data is number. And why this is why I'm saying this, right? Because when you create schema is the blueprint for the data. Okay, you're not going to write all this, right? You are sending something through the form, like you type in the form, fill out the form, submit, that data will go to your database. But all that is handled through the schema, the blueprint. Okay, blueprint will take care of everything. So in your blueprint, you define your type of data, all the fields you're going to define, right? Predefine. So for that's why I'm just explaining it one time here, right? So that is, we know string, we know number. There is something called floating point, right? So let's say GPA. GPA will be in the form of maybe 3.5, like that, fraction, right? So that is called double. Okay, and after that, what gonna happen? Let's say maybe sometimes you're gonna use the boolean also, right? So we can call it, this student Robert is a student. He may be full-time, part-time student, right? So let's say there is a property called full-time, right? Full-time. Okay, so in that case, no, he is not, right? So I can write false. Okay, that is what? Boolean. Clear? And the next property we may add what? Let's see, we can add, that will be boolean. Let's say you want to add date, right? So let's say when he registered to that school. So we can say register registered date, right? Date, like that. So that can be So we have in JavaScript, remember we have the new date object, you can just call it like that. So you can format also, right, whatever you want to add. So this will give you the date, current date is time stamp, right, whatever time date, it will just give you that date and add it to your value here. Okay, the date value will be added. So that is what date, right, that is date. Okay, next kind of so we look at string, number, double, boolean, date, right, date. Sometimes we use a null. Let's say you have the field, right, but you want to have, you don't have value right now, you're going to add value later in the future. So you can assign null. Okay, we have data type null, you can do that. So graduation date, right, graduation date. Okay, that can be, just make it null. So that can be null. Okay, so this is also a type of data. Null means there is no value, but in the future you're gonna update this field when he will be graduating. Okay, so you can do that. And then what else we can add? Let's see, courses, right? So what course he's learning? Courses. So you can even add array, right? So this is array. Okay, so I can say math, it is math, science, maybe computer, and then what else, math, science, computer, maybe, anything you can add, right? So that is courses. Okay, so that is array, right, that is type of array, data type. Okay, you can assign array. The next might be the object itself, right? So let's say address, right, home address. Okay, so that will be object, so you can add object like this. So maybe will be street. What street you're gonna put? Kathmandu, maybe 01, whatever, just put the address there. You want to add more like long, you can add that. So that is street, right? So in the address there might be many things, you can put maybe zip code also. So 123, then you're gonna add what, let's say zip code. City, you want to add city. So that can be Kathmandu. Okay, so see, that's the object. This is what kind of data? Object, right? Object. Clear, guys? So we know all this data type, right? We know the number. The only thing new is double, right? That's what double. So we call it double in MongoDB. Okay, when you have point, right, in number. Okay, and then boolean. Then you have the date. There is more format of date. Okay, but for now just remember date, right? We look at the null. You have array, and you have the object, right? So mostly these are the most used type of data. Okay, and we're gonna see, right, how we use this one during creating our schema, means the blueprint for your database table. Okay, for your collection, right? Okay, so that is done. So let's, now, right, we learn how to add something to the database. Now there is like a find. Okay, getting something out, updating again, and deleting also, right? Deleting. So normally what you do in database, you add something. Go from here, you create a database, you create the table, that is collection, then you add the document different way, right? So you submit the form, data will be sent to the collection, to the table, right? That is adding, right? You want to get that data, find, right? We saw the find, db dot find, right? db dot collection dot find, we saw that one. Okay, we saw that, right? You find all the data. So let's say you get that array, right? You know what to do with that one now. You want to display in your UI, in your page, you can display that. So we know how to display data from array like this. Okay, so that is fine. Now you want to update, delete, then there will be search query, right? Like filter data. So you can, when you finding something, right, when you find, you can filter it also. Let's say you want to find, right, but you want to find with the, maybe let's call it name, right, colon, maybe who, there is there there they've, right, capital D. So I hope that will be okay. So if we enter now, right, so see, you just get one, filter out one data, right? See that? So similarly, there are different sequence of, different way of filtering. You just gonna, the parameter you're gonna add, right, will be little bit different way. Okay, so there are different varieties of filtering things, and then there will be update and delete, right? So we're gonna look at this update, delete, and all the filter parts in next class, and next class, right? Maybe on Monday we're gonna look at. So you guys can install, make it ready, look at what we have done today. And there are the, when you go to our GitHub, right, you're gonna find that see there is, even here you can get all this, right? Find, update, insert, delete, query operator. Query means like filtering, searching, right? Different kind of operators. Okay, so indexing, search, validations, all that. So there are many things you can do with the database. So we will look at the filter, update, delete on the next class. Okay guys, so I will stop here for now.